First one, the statement acceleration is zero if and only if the net force is zero is valid in. This is valid in only inertial frames. Second one, you move forward when your car suddenly comes to a halt and you are thrown backward when your car rapidly accelerates. Which law of Newton's is involved in this? Newton's first law is involved here. Newton's first law is also called law of inertia. You move forward when your car suddenly comes to a halt because inertia of motion. You are thrown backward when your car rapidly accelerates because inertia of rest. Third one, you are thrown outer side when your car suddenly takes a turn. Which law of Newton's is involved in this? Newton's first law is involved in this. Fourth one, an object is thrown vertically upward with some velocity. If gravity is turned off at the instant the object reaches the maximum height, what happens? The object will be at rest because after reaching maximum height it comes to rest. Because of gravity, again it is moving down. Gravity is turned off, no force is acting on it, that's why it will be at rest only. Fifth question, the quantity of motion of a body is best represented by. Its linear momentum is the answer. Sixth question, a certain particle undergoes erratic motion. At every point in its motion, the direction of the particle's momentum is always the same as the direction of its velocity, because momentum and velocity are always in the same direction. Seventh one, inside a railway car, a plumb bob is suspended from the roof and a helium-filled balloon is tied by a string to the floor of the car. When the railway car accelerates to the right, then plumb bob moves to the left and balloon moves to the right. Because on the plumb bob, pseudo force is acting, that's why it moves to the left. And balloon is light in weight, that's why it moves to the right. Eighth problem, a constant force is applied on a stationary particle of mass small m. The velocity attained by the particle in a certain displacement will be proportional to. Given that initial velocity 0, acceleration a equal to f by m, final velocity v, displacement taken as s. From v square minus u square is equal to s, substitute a value and u value, v square minus 0 square is equal to 2 into f by m into s. V square is equal to 2 into f by m into s, v equal to under root of 2 f by m into s. So finally we can write v proportional to 1 by root m. Ninth problem, a constant force is applied on a stationary particle of mass m. The velocity attained by the particle in a certain interval of time will be proportional to. We know velocity after certain interval of time formula v is equal to u plus at. From this equation v is equal to u plus at. Here particle is stationary particle. Stationary means initial velocity is equal to 0. Constant force is applied, then body moves with constant acceleration, then its acceleration a is equal to f by m. These two values substitute in this equation, then we get v is equal to 0 plus f by m into t. From this we can write v is equal to ft by m. Finally we can write velocity is inversely proportional to mass of the body. This is answer. 10th problem, a force produces an acceleration of a1 in a body and the same force produces an acceleration of a2 in another body. If the two bodies are combined and the same force is applied on the combination, the acceleration produced in it is. Here they did not give mass and force acting on the body. Assume mass of one body is taken as m1. On this body, we are applying force F Newton. This F Newton produces an acceleration a1 in this body. Assume mass of the body is m1, force acting on it is F. Then F is equal to, we can write m1 a1. From this, mass of the first body m1 is equal to F by a1. Similarly, mass of the second body is taken as m2. On this body, same F force is acting. This F force produces an acceleration a2. In this, force is equal to mass into acceleration m2 into a2. From this, mass m2 is equal to F by a2. Now, combine both bodies. This is the combined body. Mass of this one is m1 plus m2. Same force is acting on it, F. But we assume acceleration produced at this force is taken as a. We have to calculate a value. Here same formula we apply. F is equal to mass into acceleration. Total mass is m1 plus m2 into acceleration is a. We know m1 is equal to F by a1, m2 is equal to F by a2. From this, F is equal to F by a1 plus F by a2 and a. If you take F common, then we get F is equal to F into 1 by a1 plus 1 by a2 into a. Here F get cancelled, then we get 1 is equal to 1 by a1 plus 1 by a2 into a. Take LCM here. a1 a2 is the LCM. Here a1 cancel out a2 times. a2 into 1 is equal to a2 plus a2 cancel out a1 times. a1 into 1 a1 into a. Finally, a is equal to, if you cross multiply, then you get a1 a2 by a1 plus a2. This is the acceleration of combined mass. Next, 11th one. To keep a particle moving with constant velocity on a frictionless surface, an external force. A body moving with a constant velocity on frictionless surface, no need of force acting on it. No necessary is the answer. 12th problem. If action force acting on a body is gravitational in nature, then reaction force. Reaction force is also gravitational in nature only. Because you assume this is earth, you take one apple. Apple is attracted by the earth because of gravitational force. Earth also attracted by the apple with the same gravitational force. Next problem. 13th one. Action and reaction can never balance each other. Yes, action, reaction can never balance each other because action and reaction. See, you take here, one is taken as action, this is taken as a reaction. Action and reaction equal in magnitude but acting in opposite direction. But they are acting on two different bodies. Action acting on apple, reaction acting on the earth. That's why they never cancel each other. Two different bodies, that's why they never cancel each other. 14th question. An automobile that is towing a trailer is accelerating on a level road. The force that the automobile exerts on the trailer is, answer, equal to the force the trailer exerts on the automobile. Because for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. Next, 15th one. A man is standing in the middle of a perfectly smooth island of ice where there is no friction between the ground and his feet. Under these circumstances, he can reach the desired corner by throwing any object in the opposite direction to that corner. According to conservation of momentum, he can reach the opposite corner. 16th problem. You hold a rubber ball in your hand. The Newton's third law companion force to the force of gravity on the ball is force exerted by ball on the earth. Because force of gravity is exerted by the earth on the ball, equal and opposite amount of force is acting on the earth by the ball. Next, 17th one. A lift is going up with uniform velocity. When brakes are applied means it is said to be in a retarded motion. Lift is retarded motion in a upward direction. A person in that lift experiences. So his weight is acting downward direction, but he is going upward direction. This is taken as a reaction force. Normal reaction is taking an upward direction. Weight acting in a downward direction. Going upward, that's why reaction force is greater. R minus mg is equal to m into minus a. Net force is equal to mass into acceleration. From this, reading R is equal to mg minus ma. We are subtracting some term from his real weight. That's why for him appears less weight. So R is equal to m into g minus a. So reading is less than real weight. That means less weight is the correct answer. Next, 18th problem. While we catch a cricket ball, we catch it and all at the front and make the hands move with the ball backward. Why is that? So while taking a catch, we lowered the hands because to increase the time of contact, thereby decrease the force. That's why we may not hurt. That is the reason. Next, 19th one. A father and his 7 years old son are facing each other on a ice skates. With their hands, they push off against one another. Regarding the forces that act on them as a result of this, that and the acceleration they experience. Assume this is father and assume this is son. So they are pushing each other like this. Here, the force exerted by the father on the son, the force exerted by the son on the father, both are same. Force exerted by father on son, force exerted by son on father, both are same. That means both experience same forces. Force experienced by father on son is equal to minus of force exerted by son on the father. But here, mass of the father is more. So acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. That's why father will experience less mass because of less acceleration because of his more mass. Okay, and mass of the father is greater than mass of the son. So acceleration of father is less than acceleration of the son. 20th problem. A student initially at rest on a frictionless frozen pond throws a 2 kg hammer in one direction. After the throw, the hammer moves in one direction while the student moves off in the other direction. Here, no external force is acting on hammer and man, only internal forces. According to conservation of momentum, initial momentum of the system is equal to final momentum. Here, hammer and man are taken as a system, then total momentum is conserved. So in this case, total momentum conserved. Initially both are at rest. Initial velocity 0. Final velocity, initial momentum is 0. Final momentum. Momentum of the man plus momentum of the hammer. So final momentum of the man Fm plus momentum of the hammer, final momentum of the hammer. From this we can write final momentum of the student. Here you take man means student. We are taking S here. Student is equal to minus of final momentum of the hammer. Here momentums are same. Both are acquire the same momentum but in opposite direction. According to kinetic energy K is equal to P square by 2m. At constant momentum, kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass of the body. At constant momentum, kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass. Here, mass of the hammer is less than the mass of the student. That's why kinetic energy of the hammer is greater than the kinetic energy of the student. #21. A ball falls towards the earth. A ball falls towards the earth. In this case, you consider earth and ball is taken as a system, then total momentum is conserved. So answer, if the system contains the ball and the earth, the momentum is conserved. 22nd one. A block moving in air breaks into two parts and the parts separate. Here, no external force acting to break the block. That's why the total momentum must be conserved. Next. Regarding 23rd one, regarding linear momentum of your body, it is a measure of quantity of motion contained by the body. Next. Change in momentum is the measure of impulse. These two are correct. And impulse, acceleration, change in momentum, force, change in velocity, all are in same direction. 24th one. Compare the impulses exerted on a wall by the two objects, a golf ball and a lump of mud, both having same mass and the velocity. Here, golf ball after hitting the wall, it moves back. But after hitting the wall, the lump of mud stick to the wall. That's why golf ball imparts greater impulse than the lump of mud. 25th problem. Two objects x and y are thrown upwards simultaneously with the same speed. The mass of x is greater than that of y. The air resistance equal resistive force on two objects. Then x reaches maximum height than y because you take one is x and another one is taken as y. On both bodies, acceleration due to gravity acting, same acceleration due to gravity is acting. This acceleration due to gravity is not depends on mass of the objects, but on both bodies air resistance is acting same. So according to that, acceleration is inversely proportional to mass. More mass, less retardation. So on this less retardation will act, on this more retardation will take place. That's why y come to rest early and x come to rest later. So x reaches maximum height than y. 26th one. A man drops an apple in the lift. He finds that the apple remains stationary and does not to fall. The lift is. Here we know apple is falling with acceleration due to gravity. If man is also moving with same acceleration in downward direction, for him the apple will appears to be stationary. So that means here answer going down with constant acceleration. Next, 27. A man standing on a spring platform, reading of spring balance is 60 kg weight. If man jumps outside the platform, then the reading of the spring balance. Whenever he want to jump, he exerts some force on the spring balance. That's why first the reading in the spring balance increases. After he jumped, again the reading comes to 0. So answer is first increases and then decreases to 0. 28th problem. A stretching force of 10 Newton is applied at one end of a spring balance and an equal force is applied at the other end at the same time. The reading of the balance is. 10 Newton only. For example, you take one string and this string you stretch at one end with a force 10 Newton. Then what is the tension in that string? No tension developed in that string. Okay, Andy. Because other end is free ended. You apply force, then it will move, no tension will develop. Whenever you apply equal amount of force in this direction, then only tension will develop. The tension is equal to the applied force 10 Newton. So answer is 10 Newton only here. 29. A ball is dropped from a spacecraft revolving around the earth at a height of 1200 km. What will happen to the ball? It will continue to move with velocity v along the original orbit of spacecraft. After dropped, its speed does not changes. That's why it orbit around the same path. 30th problem. A body is undergo the action of three forces F1 bar, F2 bar and F3 bar, in which case the body cannot undergo angular acceleration. Angular acceleration means the bodies which are rotating. For example, fan produces angular acceleration. Here, answer F1, F2, F3 are concurrent. Concurrent means the forces simultaneously acting towards one point or from the one point, then these forces are said to be concurrent forces. For example, we assume this is F1, F2 and F3. These three are simultaneously acting at a point. These cannot give rotational effect. That's why this cannot give undergo angular acceleration. Or suppose you take two forces. Two forces are acting on a body in opposite direction, but at the same point, then the body is at rest and it is in equilibrium also. Suppose same two forces, equal and opposite forces, are acting on the same body but in different points, then the body will rotate. In this case, net force is zero, but it will rotate in this case. Means to keep the body at rest, the forces must be acting on the same direction. These forces are concurrent forces. Next, 31. A lift is ascending with a constant speed v. A passenger in the lift drops a coin. The acceleration of the coin toward the floor will be. Whenever you drop the coin from the lift, but coin having the same speed or same velocity of the lift, but on this acceleration only, acceleration due to gravity is acting in a downward direction. So answer G. 32. A reference frame attached to the earth with respect to an observer in space cannot be an inertial frame because earth is rotating about its axis. Any body is in rotatory motion. It is an example for non-inertial frame. Next, 33. A rotating platform for a stationary observer outside it is. This is also non-inertial frame of reference.